Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today it's another try and fix video, and we're going to try and fix this Technomate RF Modulator. So this is actually my own one here. I use this for doing silly things like connecting up the Nintendo Switch or PlayStation or Xbox to an old-fashioned TV, either wireless by using a wireless aerial coming out of this like a booster, or via a coaxial cable. So what it would do is you would take an input like a SCART, this is like a European connector, I don't believe you have this in America, or composite, which you would definitely have in America, the yellow, white and red, and then it will convert that into RF here. And then you see you can convert more modern signals, even though these are old now, into RF, and of course you can convert HDMI to SCART or HDMI to composite very easily with cheap adapters. So I do need to get this working, but in the meantime, because it's been broken for quite a few months now, I've just been using a VCR, so like a video player recorder, to do the same thing, because you can put the composite in the front and then it will output in RF. But this is just a smaller box here, and you can choose the channel that you want to output it to, and then obviously that channel will then you tune your TV into the channel that you've got it set to here. So it's quite a useful little thing to have for someone like myself. If you're not into connecting up new stuff to old stuff, you would never need one of these. Now, what jogged my memory to actually try and fix this is because I've been watching a channel recently called Anonymous Repair, and in it he actually repaired an RF plug. And what he did is, because if you have a look, this has been stood on by myself or one of the members of my family, because I often fail to clear up after me and then things are left around the place, and you know, one person's trying to dodge one thing and dodge this thing, and then a foot must have landed here, and you can see here that the pin has snapped straight off. So this pin here should be in the middle here, but it's not. It's here. So this would be a male connector. You can see this is a female, so it would look similar to this, but instead of being female it will be male, so it will just have a point sticking out rather than a hole. So yeah, he repaired, Anonymous Repair repaired this using, it looked like a leg of like a resistor or a capacitor. So he actually soldered this onto the broken pin and then did it through hole into the board. So that's exactly what I'm going to do in this one now. So if you haven't already seen his channel, definitely check it out. He's new to YouTube and he hasn't got many subscribers yet, but he comments on my videos and it always seems to be correct. So when I do a revisit video, I'll look back to see what he said, and then it turns out that his advice was correct. So he definitely knows his stuff. It looks like he's been in the repair industry for quite a while. Judging by the accent, I think he's from South Africa. So yeah, watch his repairs, because when I watch them I always seem to learn something from them. So give it a go. If you like it, stop by and subscribe. You can always say that Vince said hello. So maybe Anonymous Repair might be watching this video anyway. If you do, big thumbs up to you. I really appreciate your videos. So yeah, so this is what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to take this pin out of here, which might be easier said than done. Let me get some pliers. I don't want to damage it too much. Is it going to come out? Wow, that's a lot harder than I thought. Come on. There you go, that's out there now. So I need to kind of make this slightly more round again, because I've just crushed it there now. And then we're going to attach on a resistor leg onto here. And then we're going to take this apart, get rid of the remains of the pin that's sticking through with a solder sucker. And then we're going to put the new leg through, and hopefully it'll be okay. So I'm looking at the back here, and I'm presuming that underneath here there will be a little screw. Yeah, there is. Now I probably could just buy the whole new plug and solder it in, but I'm thinking I will be able to make a lasting repair just using this, and then I don't have to worry about the mounting holes on the board. In fact, I can just leave all this intact, you see. That's very nice and easy to open. Okay, so this is it here. Oh, it's quite nice actually. Oh, hold on now. I didn't really think about this. I sort of thought the board would be up here. I'm going to have to take this cover off, aren't I, to try and work out how the inside is. This might not be as easy as I thought. So it looks like the cover, the top cover is soldered on here, and here as well. Ooh, this is going to be, I don't think this is going to be that simple, you know. I wonder, does the whole thing pop out? See, we made butterfingers. Well, I can't see any. Oh, I can see this. Looks like there's a. Wait a minute. No, I can't see any more screws. I wonder how this. This is a hidden one underneath here. There's definitely nothing there. Oh, here we go. It's coming out now. It's definitely not easy. There we go. So I wonder, do I have to unsolder this whole RF thing here, or will I get away with just taking the top lid off? Well, let's fire up the soldering iron, because I'm definitely going to have to unsolder this bit here, aren't I? And also that bit I'm okay with, and that. So that's the only thing I have to unsolder, because these two are actually soldered onto the bodywork itself. So let's unsolder that and see if I can actually lift this lid off, and then I can have a good look on the inside to see what I can actually repair. There we go. Oh yeah, so the pin is broken there, you see. So it's actually snapped halfway. Yeah, this isn't going to be quite as easy as I thought it would be. Oh, look, a little crystal there. Right, I've got to think about the easiest way to do this now. See, I don't think I'm going to be able to solder through hole unless I lift this up completely, and that would involve undoing all these ones here, which I could do. Maybe that would be the best bet rather than soldering onto there. But then again, if I can get the pin through, and if I can just solder onto this bit here, it's doing exactly the same thing, isn't it? Because I'm still going to have just the one solder joint, aren't I? I'll put that onto there. Well, actually, I suppose by doing it this way, I'm going to have two solder joints by putting that in there. I wonder, can I just put this through and see? Ah, no, it's snapped on here, isn't it? So by soldering that, it's not going to go through the hole again if I was to pull this out. Let's get some tweezers. If I pull that out, I'm not going to get it through the same hole again. I don't want to make a load of work for myself, and if I get the solder on it, then it is going to make it should make a strong connection. I'm just going to bend this up here, and now I'm going to push this through just to see what is sticking through. Actually, do you know what I could do? This would probably be the easiest thing. Why don't I just get a capacitor leg or resistor leg, fold it up, put it in here, and then I can surround this whole thing in solder. So I don't have to put it onto there, I can actually put it through here and just fill up the hole with solder. Let's do that. And then I can shove it through there, solder it onto here, and that should be job done. Right, so what I'm going to use here, I was told in one of my videos about reverse tweezers. Now, I've never seen these before, and they're ceramic as well. So these are really useful, really useful, because obviously they're reversed. So look, normally with tweezers you pinch them to close them, but with these you pinch them to open them, so there's constant pressure on the the downward one there. The video that I was talking about was, I think I was having problems measuring capacitors, and then I was told about these, and yeah, I bought them straight away. They're only a few pound off eBay, and I haven't used them yet, but look, this is going to be ideal here. So I can just hold them there, and now you see, in a way, they're kind of like helping hands, aren't they? Right, so I think I'm going to use a long leg of a capacitor. I'm using a big capacitor, so they have slightly thicker legs. Okay, so I'm using the positive side here, and I'm not going to use it all because I want to be able to reuse this capacitor in the future. So I think I'm just going to do it about there, should be ample, and that will give me plenty of room to reuse this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over one side here to like fill up the hole. Let me get some proper pliers. There, now let's put this in the hole. Excellent. So I'm going to add some solder to that, and then I'm going to pull it out a little bit because I think I'll probably need it a little bit longer than that. Right, so I've got quite a lot in there now. Now I'm just going to pull it out just a tiny little bit, so I'm going to heat it up and pull it out to there. Let it harden. There we go. Right, so you can see now that I've filled up quite a bit. I'm just going to fill up a bit more. There we go. Right, that's completely full now. Right, so is that going to go through the same hole or not? No, it's not, so I'm going to have to make the hole a bit bigger, because before it was just a flat bit at the bottom that was going through. I could use a drill for this, but it's only plastic, so this will work fine. Do you know what? I think I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's okay. Yeah. So now you can see that I've got a tiny little bit of the leg sticking through there now. So all I have to do is bend this back into place and then solder it together. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to sort of bend it below and then pull it back up. Let me zoom right in. Right, so you can see it's below at the moment. This has gone weak, that's going to break. Right, okay, so that's broken there now. That's a shame. Right, so we're going to bend this over. There we go. And now I'm going to fill up that with solder. Just make sure that that's not a breakdown here. Well, I'll fill that with solder as well. What I'll do is let me just put a little bit of flux on to get a nice good clean connection here. Just put a little bit at the bottom, a little bit on there as well. Well, I'm going to lower down my iron just to 340 degrees Celsius because I don't want to melt the pin out of the connection there. I mean, it shouldn't go anywhere anyway because there's no strain for it to fall out. It should just stay where it is and then solidify again. Just want to go down the very bottom. Well, I think that will hold it, because remember it was only very thin to begin with. There was just two tiny little prongs coming through here. I think that would be as strong as it ever was. Yeah, I'm giving that a bit of force now, and it looks like the solder's gone right the way to the bottom as well. Well, let's give it a clean with some IPA and then have a nice close look. Okay, so there you have it. I think that's going to work just fine. You can see it's not touching against any of the shielding, and it appears to be nice and strong, and when I push that in there it's not going out that way, and also it's not wanting to come out this way either. Looks to have a nice bit of strength on it. So yeah, I think we just put this back together and then we'll test it, but I've got a feeling that I can't see why that wouldn't work, and I can't see why that wouldn't last. Right, let's get it back together. Oh, I need to just solder on this cover again, don't I? I'll do that now. So I'm going to put my soldering iron back up because there's a lot of metal here that will just draw away the heat. So it's back up now to 480 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's on fine. Oh, it goes in a lot easier than it comes out, that's for sure. That's back in there. Actually, before we put it back together, when I was just having a quick look on the inside, I was surprised about how simple it actually looks. So the only chip that we have in here is this chip here. So I kind of get the scar and the composite, because really they're just doing similar connections, aren't they? They're both analog, and then certain pins on here are going to be for the ground or the shield, and then you're going to have left audio, right audio, and another pin will do the video. But what I don't understand is how that gets converted into RF, so how it all goes down the middle pin and that pin there. So I'm wondering, can RF do stereo, or is it just mono? Because obviously this is stereo left and right, but maybe it's just mono, I don't know. Anyway, there's not really much to it on the inside there, but at the same time it looks kind of nice, doesn't it? Well, let's connect this up to something and see if we have any life out of it. But there you go, that looks like quite a professional job, I think. Happy with that, well happy with that. My mate Vince is back in business, it's all working. So we have the Xbox here, white HDMI cable coming out of it, converts digital to analog here, so HDMI to RCA or AV, and then it goes into here. It comes out via RF, make a note of the channel, which is 58. It travels along this coaxial cable, which is RF, and I've converted that into 3.5mm plug to put into the external antenna in there. So now watch this, if we turn it on, this is the little Sony Watchman. This thing is just one of the nicest products I own. So you can see there a load of static, but you can see the channel here, yeah? Let's move it to 58. So we get the little tuning thing at the side, and we'll move it along, and you'll hear in a minute it will go, the static will go, and you will see Xbox. There you go. Hold on, let's just get that a bit better. There, okay. So now you can see Xbox here. Let's go B. Let's go up. There you go, you can see Fortnite there. Yeah, so using this controller here. How nice does that look? That is a little CRT, believe it or not, a tiny little CRT. So this would have been at the very sort of end of the technology of CRTs, and look how good that is. Now you're wondering about different channels. So for example, we're on 58 now, but watch this. If I go move this up, so watch it go static. Okay, so that's 59, and 60's completely lost it. Yeah, and then if we go back down again, you will hear the static will go. 58, and we should have that back again. 1 second, let's go to 57. Right, 58. Okay, that's interesting. I have to give it a little bit of a tune. There we go. Back again. So that is it. The RF modulator is back in action, and it's a nice little small handy device. Very, not many people would find a use for it whatsoever, but for those who do find a use, like myself, then it is a really useful device. What a nice little fix. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for more trying to fix videos. Stay safe. Bye now.